Hello, this is Kelvin Broadus, a motivational speaker, life empowerment coach. You can always find me online at www.kelvinbroadus.com or on my Facebook page, facebook.com/KelvinandBroadus. I'm sitting here in this parking lot and I'm just thinking about some wisdom that I wanted to take a couple of moments to share. As I look back over this road that's in front of me and I see the cars traveling up and down, I'm reminded of a lesson that my mother taught me actually a long time ago. When I was 16 years old and I was first learning to drive, one of the important lessons that my mother gave me was that sometimes you have to drive for other people. Sometimes you have to drive for the other people. Now what that means is that sometimes the other people are not going to do what they're supposed to do. And so as you are driving yourself and you are making sure that you're following all of the rules and you're making sure that you're being careful and safe, you also have to look out for the other people, because a lot of times the other people are not going to be as safe as you. For instance, or for example, you might come to a four-way stop sign. You get to the stop sign first, which by law means that you have the right to go first. But the other driver at one of the other stop signs may not be as well versed, or they may have forgotten, or they might just not know what they're doing. And as a result, you still have to be diligent. As a result, you still have to pay attention to what the other people are doing on that road. Because even though you have the right of way, if they are in error, you can still result in an accident. So when we're going through and we're driving, we have to look out for the other people. The people who get inside of the fast lane and drive slow in front of you, where you have to sometimes avoid them, go around them. The people who have their signal light on and then they don't turn, well, you might need to go around them. But whatever the case, sometimes you cannot just rely on the other people to do what they are supposed to do. You have to drive for them. And the same principle is true of life. When it comes to life in general, we cannot always rely on everybody else to do what is right. We cannot always rely on that. We might work hard and follow the plan, follow the dream. We go to school, we graduate, we go to college, we graduate, and we're doing everything the right way. But just because you are doing everything the right way does not mean that everybody else who is out there is going to do the right thing. You might be the most qualified person for a job, but you got the degree, you went to school, you worked hard, and you're the most qualified person. But yet and still, you go for that job, you go for the interview, and somebody else who is less qualified than you will get the position. And it's not that you did anything wrong. You did everything right, but you cannot hold your life still. You cannot block things from moving forward. You cannot get stuck waiting on everybody else to do what is right. You cannot get stuck waiting for somebody else to do what's right. Absolutely. You have to make sure that you are paying close attention. You got to make sure that you're looking out for everybody else on that road. You got to make sure that you're looking out for and when I say looking out for everybody else, I mean that you're looking out for not to do it for them, but you're still keeping in mind the caution. You're still keeping in mind that they might not necessarily be doing what they are supposed to be doing. So therefore, you just got to make sure that you're focusing and guiding your own path instead of just completely relying on and trusting in them to do what is right. Because if we sit around and we wait for them to do what is right, if we sit around and we wait for everybody else to do us right, give us what is due, give us what we feel like we deserve, give us what we feel that we are owed, we can be waiting forever. We can be waiting forever. And that's in every area of life. If we're on our job, if we say we are on the job and we're looking for a promotion, again, we may have done everything we're supposed to do. We may have done everything correctly. But at the same time, we go out for that promotion and we get passed over. Somebody else gets it. Somebody else who may not have been done nearly as much as we have been doing. And we keep saying, I'm going to get there. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Well, you have to keep pushing. You have to. But at the same time, you have to not only keep pushing, but you also have to keep making sure that you keep all of your other opportunities open. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. And that's pretty impressive that you're out cycling and also watching at the same time. Thanks. You have to make sure that you do not get stuck, because it's very easy to get stuck, especially when we are waiting for the rest of the world to get in line with the way things should go. You cannot allow yourself to get stuck. None of us can really sit there and allow ourselves to get stuck. Life is too big. Life is too large. It's too important. And it's only one time. You're only here for a brief moment. So do not go around in life allowing yourself to get stuck because you are expecting other people and the rest of the world and the rest of the opportunities to operate in the manner that they are supposed to. You might come to that time and it's your time to go and somebody else goes. You have to be able to adapt. We have to be able to make a right turn whenever we need to make that right turn. We have to make sure we're able to make that left turn when we need to make that left turn, even if that wasn't a part of the plan. Life is not fair. That's one thing. That's one of the hardest things to get through, especially if you're the type of person who has always done what is right. You've always done what is right. You've always played it by the books, and you have to realize, guess what? Life is not fair. There are going to be people who are even in business. There are going to be people with, I like that, feel growth, even if it's just your fingernails. Feel growth. Grow. Keep moving forward and keep adjusting. Keep adapting to life because it's not fair. It's not fair. And do not ever let your growth be stunted. Never let your growth be stunted because you were trying to play by the rules. By all means, there are always going to be rules to follow. There are always going to be rules to follow, but that doesn't mean that you limit yourself in any circumstance. There are always going to be things that you have to do, things that are the right way to do it and the wrong way to do it, and you do need to do it the right way, but don't limit yourself. Just because you are in school and you're in college, for instance, for the people who are in college, just because you're in college doesn't mean that you can't also still be working on building a business, coming up with a new invention, getting a patent on a new invention, writing a book, becoming a personal trainer, doing something on the side, becoming a real estate agent, doing something on the side. While you're in college, you can be also going to real estate school. Whatever the case, just because you're working on a full-time job doesn't mean that you have to just limit yourself and say, oh, I'm going to get that one day if I just stay at this job and keep working hard. Because even though you need to keep working hard and you do need to keep pushing forward, that doesn't mean it's going to pay off. That doesn't mean they have their rules, you have your rules. Absolutely. You have the rules to follow, and you do need to follow them, but don't limit yourself to those rules. Do not limit yourself. It's in a perfect world, yes. In a perfect world, just following the basic rules, doing everything the way that you've always been told to do it. You know, go to school, work hard, you get the job, you get the promotion. When you work hard, when you do that, that's great. But it doesn't always work out that way. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you have to be able to adapt. Never limit yourself. You might be working, and there's nothing wrong if you are to go out and build your own business, to build your own side business, to invest in things, invest in stocks and bonds while you're doing that, to pursue your dreams. Don't let anything get in the way of your dreams. So yes, though there are rules, there are standards, there are things that are along the way, what is so very important is that we cannot, even though we have to follow the rules, we also have to prepare ourselves for those who are not going to follow the rules, for those situations and scenarios where life is not going to go by the rules. This is extremely vital, and it's extremely important if we want to continue to grow and move forward and be successful. I definitely thank you all for taking the time to watch this broadcast. I know it's just a really quick one, but it was just something that was on my mind that I really needed to get out. It's so important that even though we're driving for ourselves, we have to drive for others. We have to. We have to keep moving. We have to keep going forward. And so definitely stay tuned. I will definitely be putting up more periscopes as time goes on, and I just want to thank you all. Remember, keep moving forward and keep living a life worth fighting for. You deserve to have and to live a life worth fighting for. So get out there, work hard, fight for your life. Never ever limit yourself. Never ever limit yourself to other people who can and allow them to stop you from achieving the life of your dreams. Thanks. I definitely appreciate you, Jonzo, and I look forward to seeing you guys later. Thanks. You guys have a nice day.